Hi everyone, thank you for inviting us. Thank you Javier and Uwe for the presentation, even if I'm a bit depressed of the climate crisis part at the beginning of the Uwe presentation, but we will talk about good practice of public requirement about the Plan Collège, which is a big plan to build a middle school in Gironde. So I will talk to you about the origin of this plan and why we are promoting wood in construction, even if the presentation that we had before explained a bit about the subject, and how we do to promote the wood in construction in Gironde. And then my colleague will present you an example of the middle school of Pierre-Médoc, the one where we will be built the pilot building of BASAJAUN. So Gironde has been gaining an average of 20,000 of inhabitants each year from around 2008, and so the demographic forecast predicts an increase of the student until 2025. So that's why the department, a public authority who built college, decided in 2017 to set up an important finance to create and do renovation of existing college. That's what we call the college, the Plan Collège 2024, because the objective was to build most of this college for 2024. So there are 14 new middle school and 10 existing middle school that we are renovating. So we built, firstly we built a map with the forecast. So we could see in red some city where there will be too much students, so we had to build or balancing pupils from one college to another to equilibrate to distribute as much as possible the demand. And after that, we have to create a new map with the yellow symbol with a small house on the maps on the right to create new college and respond to the demand. So this year there were 6 colleges who were completed on September, when the pupils could start a new year on a fresh bâtiment. So let's go to the point. Why are we promoting wood in Gironde department? First, because of the policy framework. EU directive asks public authorities to reduce carbon emission. So we have to do this as a public authority that we are in department. And France decided to be precursor and implement a regulation from 2012 on specification to build bâtiment, and another regulation which is in force from this year, January, which is called the RE 2020. It's the environmental regulation. And so the department wants to contribute to the achievement of the national goals and participate to build biosourced and low carbon emission buildings. Because we think that public institutions should be a role model regarding innovation and can develop more use of wood in the construction sector. And and these projects are also helping to raise the awareness of citizens about sustainable building and living. So about the public procurement, we said that our Plan Collège is a good practice, a good example of public procurement, we should fostering the wood construction in France. So how do we do? The department in France use two main procedures: tendering procedure to select the companies and try to implement good practice. The first one, which is the most used in France, is what we call the MOP law. This is a law that established for public authorities the relationship between the contracting authority, which is us, the public authority, and the project manager, which is usually the architect. The architect carries out the design studies and write the specification. Then we are searching for multiple construction company. This is a good practice because it respects the public procurement by offering equal opportunity to each companies to access the market, because there is several different possibilities to contract with different enterprises. It's not just a big one which need to have a good finance, etc. But the second tendering procedure which is possible is it's called the global performance contract, which is like build, operate, and maintain contract that we can find in other countries in Europe. This one is not really respecting the public procurement, but we use it to make sure that one contractor will be committed from the beginning to the end, committed to environmental objective. So it could be usually is ambitious objective. So to achieve these ambitious environmental buildings, what we do is we are doing a program that asks for exemplarity in environmental construction with certain specification. For example, the use of wood or other biosourced materials. We also demand the candidates to reach a level required by specification certification level on environmental specification. The label we use is called E+, C-. The E stands for energy, the C stands for carbon, which is measuring the carbon that we emit all along the cycle of life of the building, so from the construction to the exploitation. And so this label permits us to constrain the constructor to reach ambitious environmental objective. And what we have, another thing in a public procurement, which is called the tenders rules, which describe the condition under which the candidate proposal will be assessed. So we give priority to technical criteria over price when we are choosing our contractor. For example, for our college, we use only 20% of the assessment for the price, and the rest, 80%, is focusing on local economy, environmental and architectural impact. So it demands for a certain, in this assessment, we are asking for a certain amount of wood. The more wood the contractor puts, the more the best mark he will have, and the more chance he will have to work with us to building a college. The only problems we had in this rating solution is that the European regulation prohibits us to mention brands or localities for any material. For example, the wood, we cannot say that the wood has to be from Gironde, which should be a good opportunity to develop the local economy and the use of wood, because there is the sense of using wood because it's local and we can stock carbons. But to quote the European regulation, technical specification must be objective and neutral and may not have the effect of distorting competition by creating discrimination between economic operators. If we try to synthesize this, you can't say I want the pine from Gironde because some economic contractors are not able to procure this. If, for example, we are working with Spanish constructor, he may have better opportunities to have the same technical wood, but coming from Spain, which is more which is what the European ask in the public procurement. And then the last way we have to influence the candidates is during our procedure. We have a step when we can chat with different candidates, and here there is no contract. You can chat with us and with them, and we can try to convince them that using the local wood is a good thing. So usually it works. The project that we have in the end is using a lot of local wood. But this European regulation about the localities of the materials, sometimes it's an obstacle for us. I will leave my colleagues to talk about the good example of the Collège Pure-Médoc. Ça marche pas trop.
The call for tender for the College of Pure-Médoc include this specific requirement in the procurement to use a high amount of wood in the building structure. Therefore, this project was chosen a showcase for the BASAJAUN demonstrator. But likewise, in most of the other new colleges, the Gironde department is trying to incorporate as much wood as possible. Many of these schools include wood materials in interior and exterior structures, such as floor, ceiling, roof joists, facades, windows frames, doors, stairs, interior and furniture, etc. The goal for the next years is to increase ever more wood in the construction sector and to create buildings that are even more virtuous. The college is located in the town of Pure-Médoc, located 23 km west of Bordeaux. The department has a plot of 3 hectares, of which 2 hectares are classified as a wooded area rich in biodiversity. The site has a privileged location at the back of the Pure-Médoc golf course. The plot, planted with beautiful pines and oaks, was the subject of the study by FCBA in order to reuse the pins in the construction of the college. The building owner in the Conseil départemental de la Gironde, the architect is BPM architect Delphine Peroveni et Eric Wirtz, and the building company is Bouygues Bâtiment Centre-Ouest. The construction floor area of the project is 9,600 square meters. The BASAJAUN housing will be built on the north part. The new college at the Pure-Médoc is a main showcase for wood construction in the Gironde Plan Collège. The department of Gironde included a specific requirement dedicated for wood material. The wool material had to be promoted visually on the spot. This specificity ensures that the buildings will fit well into the into its natural surrounding forest environment, as the college is located in the rural area in the middle of the lands, pine and ash forests. The college was opened in September and welcomes 800 school children from 2 communes in the sector. To reach the demand high level of wood, the construction site needed to use at least 80 liters or cubic decimeter of wood per square meter. In this school, the figure has reached 19 liter or cubic decimeter per square meter. A second aspect of this construction is that a part of the wood materials used for building comes actually from the construction site itself. Further wood materials have also been used in the school building itself, mainly for insulation, frames, and cladding. On the environmental level, it has adopted ambitious criteria with the search for the experimental E+C label to use of biosourced materials, the search for energy efficiency in buildings, and compensation measures for biodiversity. Environmental program. The one is respect the site, keep the wood of the plot and use the one that has been cut, to have a project that integrates with the landscapes and in which one feels good, reducing the impermeability of the soil by using permeable materials for parking, infiltrations of rainwater on the plot, develop ecological spaces. Number 2, low consumption, energy efficient, energy production by approximately 200 square meter of photovoltaic panels. Low water consumption, commitment to the kitchen process, 5.4 liters per each meal. Number 3, comfortable. Promote working conditions, air quality, winter comfort, production of heating and domestic hot water from a biomass boiler room, which reinforced insulation. Summer comfort, north-south oriented buildings with large productive roofs. Wood type and location. Vertical cladding, maritime pine, wood origin, land, and plot of the college. One of the major levers to promote the use of local wood was the reuse of the wood of the plot. Indeed, the stock were not sufficient to carry out all the facades. For question harmony, the architect didn't have a choice to use the same wood type. Finally, the college incorporates innovative organizational operating principles, the volumetric organizations of the playground, gender neutral, neutral toilet, a new organization of the canteen and the outdoor terrace, an outdoor classroom to take advantage of the site's biodiversity. The new college was very well accepted by the children and by the school director. Thank you.